Welcome to G-Bears and the off-grid ways, where the sun sets slow on these productive days. From the solar on the roof to the garden in the dirt, we're healing up the spirit and we're mending every hurt.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to G-Bears Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. And we're here for Simple Solar 102. Okay, so a few things. Number one is when you are connecting up your solar, as I said, to your controller, first thing is battery. And like again, red is positive, black is negative, okay? That's always in DC. Now you see here I got black and white, but I marked the white one red, okay? It's just because that was heavy wire and I didn't have the right colors, so that's normally for AC power, but I needed that size number 6 wire for the connectors to go from the what is that anyway? That's the solar panels. Okay, that's because I got a big solar panel. It covers this whole roof up here. Okay, now when I first started, I thought that the smartest thing was buying a bunch of 100-watt solar panels. No. It's not the best thing. It's easier if you just buy one 300-watt solar panel. But remember, there's always a little loss. So you want to get like a 315, 320 watt to be sure you get 300 watts. All right? Now, when you are connecting, again, battery connects first. That tells the controller what voltage you're working with. So this is a 12-volt system, as you can see. So that'll tell us that this is 12 volts, which it says right there. Okay. Now if I had two batteries hooked together in parallel, I would have 12 volts. Nope. If I had them in series, I'd have 12 volts. Okay, the difference is, in series, you're going to hook positive of the first battery to the negative of the second battery. So you're actually not doing anything more than creating a larger battery. So inside of this battery, there are plates or cells. And each one has a positive and a negative. So inside here, each cell is only like 3 volts. So in order to get the 12 volts they would need 4 of those cells. And they have to hook it positive to negative, positive to negative, positive to negative, positive to negative in order to get that 12 volts, because they're hooking those up in series. Now if they hook them up in parallel, which is all the positives connected together and all the negatives connected together, the voltage stays the same, but the amps add together. So if I had 2 batteries hooked together here in series, I would have 24 volts, 314 amps. If I had them hooked up in parallel, I'd have in parallel I would have 12 volts. Let me start over again. I'm being bothered by dogs and puppies who are chewing at my toes underneath the van right now. I'm sorry. So, in parallel, you keep the volts the same and you add together the amps. In series, you add the volts together and keep the amps the same. So if I had 2 batteries here, hooked it together in series, I would have a 24 volt battery, 314 amp hour. If I had them in parallel, I'd still have a 12 volt battery, but then I'd have 628 amps. All right, I hope that makes sense. Now, we'll go back to connections. When you go to connect your solar panel's neck, no problem. You connect the solar panel, but you want to make sure that you're not doing that in direct sunlight. The sun is beating on your solar panel. When you connect this, there could be a surge of power goes into the system and could damage something inside. So you want to cover your solar panel or flip it over backwards so that it's facing the ground. Anything like that, just so that it's not direct sunlight on the solar panel when you make the connection. A lot of people just wait until just around sunset. You can still see what you're doing, and then it only takes a second to plug the wires. Very simple. But if you want to get it done earlier than that, just throw a blanket over the solar panel. Throw a tarp over the solar panel. That'll work. All right. Third thing on connections. When you're connecting your inverter to a battery, there is capacitors in here. Okay, there's capacitors in this unit, and they need to be charged. And when you first connect the electricity, there could be an arc, a big spark. It'll scare the crap out of you. It could also damage some electronics. So, to avoid that, what you would do is connect your negative to your battery and connect your negative to your inverter up on the top. Then you would connect your positive to your inverter, but don't connect it to the battery yet. Okay? You don't want to connect it to the battery yet, because that's when you tap that, it's going to spark. So for 12 volt system, for a 12 volt system only, you can use a automotive test light. It has a little light bulb inside of the handle, and it has an alligator clip on here, and you could clip the alligator clip onto the positive wire, on that positive wire, and then touch this end to the pole of the battery and wait for the light to go out. When the light goes out, then you can make your connection without a spark. Okay, very simple. Now that's for 12 volt only, because these are rated for 12 volts only. They have a little automotive bulb inside of there that will burn out if you put too much voltage through it. So you don't want to do that if it's over 12 volts. So 24, 36, or 48 volts, you want to use something stronger. You can get away with using a voltmeter. You turn the voltmeter on, you touch the negative to the pole of the battery and the positive to the wire you want to make the connection, and wait for the voltage to say 0 on the screen. You'll see it starting to go down because it's using electricity to light the display. Now that's not very efficient because these displays don't use a lot of power, so it might take quite a while to do that. The other thing you can do is you can make one of these. You can go to the hardware store and get one of these light sockets for repairing a light. Put a LED, 120 volt LED or 120 volt incandescent bulb, either way, doesn't matter. Then you got an alligator clip on one wire, and you could put one on the other wire if you want, but I don't see a reason for it. So what I do is I clip the alligator clip to the battery post and then touch the wires, this wire to the positive wire from the controller, from the inverter to there, and wait for the light bulb to go out. It may go out fast, it may go out slow, depending on what size bulb and how many watts it needs and how many volts it has and so forth. So those are the connections for your system. Okay, very simple stuff. That is going to change DC volts to AC volts. so that you can run appliances and shop tools. The only other thing I want to mention that on this one, this is 102, Easy Solar 102, is when you get your inverter, you want to get an inverter that says pure sine wave on it. And a simple explanation as to what sine wave is. You've heard before when you buy an appliance, they say it's 60 hertz. Or if you're in Europe, they say it's 50 hertz. Okay, that's the sine wave. It goes up and down like this in pure sine wave. Okay, that's the cycles of power that runs from one item to the other. Now, if you get one that's not pure sine wave, sorry about that. Somebody else's video just popped up, and when I tapped to shut it off, it shut off my video. I'm going to have to fix that in settings somehow. I don't like it doing that. It's like somebody sends me a text message and it interrupts me in the middle of a video. That is not going to go. That it will not do. So anyway, we're back to sine wave. So if you don't have a sine wave of 60 hertz, your electronics, which mostly everything you buy nowadays is electronics, even refrigerators, TVs, computers, all of that, they're all 60 hertz. And if you're putting in 54 hertz or 56 hertz, you're not getting pure sine, and you could damage electronics. So you want to make sure that it's pure sine wave, and it's a decent model. Read the reports on it when you're going to buy one on eBay or whatever. Read the reports on it, and if somebody says it wasn't pure sine wave when they tested it, don't buy it. It's not worth your time. Okay, that's it, everybody. I want to thank you all for joining me. Stay tuned. Later this week there's going to be another, maybe even tomorrow, there's going to be Easy Solar Sets 103. And we're going to move on to something else. Excuse me. This is G Bear, signing off.